In this chapter, we'll cover the process for taking ownership of a case in the employee desktop and reviewing the history and details of the case. First, you'll set the filters to Available Items in the Folder section, uncheck the box for Interaction in the Type section, and leave the Sort By menu set to the default selections of Due Date and Oldest to Newest. Please note that you may need to select different filtering options in the Sort By menu based on your individual department's case handling processes, but for the purpose of this training, we'll be using the default selections. With the Case and Interactions list sorted by cases whose SLA is due the soonest, we recommend you select the first case at the top of the list to handle. The case will appear in the Details pane on the right, and you'll then click on the Take icon to take ownership of the case. This action prevents someone else from taking the case and attempting to work on it while you're working on it. And you'll see that the allocated user field updates to show your username. Next, you'll want to review the details of the case, so start by looking at the title and the description. This will tell you what the service request pertains to. Then you can review the SLA due date to see when the case should be completed by. The History section at the bottom provides a chronological activity log for the case. It will include interactions, events, and notes. Events are added when things change and provide details on what has happened to the case since it was created. Some of the events you'll want to focus on are the ones that are created when the case is reallocated to or from another work queue, which would indicate if other departments or agencies had already handled it before it came to your work queue. And if you're reviewing closed cases, the event that is created when the case is completed, as it provides details of how the case was resolved. Notes provide some of the most important details about the history of the case, as they can contain manually entered information on the actions taken to resolve the case. We'll cover this in greater detail in a subsequent chapter. Notes also provide links to photos and files that were attached to the case to provide more details. This will also be covered in its own chapter. You'll also want to review the form itself, which can provide additional details about the case, and we'll cover that in the next chapter.